He was sentenced to death for murdering Tijan, whom he shot 9 times, burned his face and eyes with a cigarette, and wrote, "Catch me if you can."
6 p.m., the chair was waiting. 6:02 p.m., the hood was ready. No final words, no crying out. Just silence, and a firing squad that ended a life in 55 seconds. Let's begin. The final 24 hours of Stephen Bryant. November 13th, 2025. Broad River Correctional Institution, South Carolina. The lights flickered on. Stephen Bryant's eyes opened. He sat on the edge of his bunk. The air felt heavy, the kind of heavy that doesn't lift. He looked down at the cuffs. Cold, tight, unforgiving. Tomorrow, he will die. Not by needle, not by chair, by bullets. And he had chosen it himself. South Carolina law gives every death row inmate a choice: lethal injection, the electric chair, or the firing squad. Bryant picked the firing squad, the third inmate in South Carolina to make that choice. In the same room, with the same method, Bryant knew exactly what was coming. The last meal arrived. A tray slid through the slot. Spicy mixed seafood stir-fry, fried fish over rice, egg rolls, stuffed shrimp, 2 candy bars, German chocolate cake, all of it served hot. No warden sitting across from him, no jury watching, no one. Just the food, and the silence, and a clock that wouldn't stop. He ate, not rushed, not forcing it down. A pause before the final hour. His mind went back. October 2004, rural Sumter County, South Carolina. A knock on the door. Stephen Bryant claimed car trouble, was let inside. He shot Willard T.J. Teachin, burned his eyes with cigarettes, wrote in blood, "Catch me if you can." The phone rang. Bryant answered. He told Teachin's wife and daughter that TJ was dead. Before and after that night, Bryant killed 2 more men. He offered them rides, stopped on empty roads. When they stepped out, he shot them in the back. 5 days, 3 murders. The memory ended. The meal didn't. The night stretched long. Bryant sat in his cell, hours spent under the quiet hum of prison lights, guards watching. Every breath is monitored. One last appeal, denied. His fate was sealed by courts and a clock that no longer ticked in his favor. The final door had already slammed shut. Every petition, denied. Every door, sealed. His mind drifted, brief flashes, disjointed memories. Bryant wasn't born violent. He was broken early. As a child, he was sexually abused, not once, by multiple relatives. That kind of trauma doesn't fade. It sinks in. It rots quietly. Years passed. The memories stayed. By adulthood, they wouldn't stop replaying. Intrusive, loud, relentless. He knew something was wrong. So he asked for help. He told his probation officer. He called his aunt. He said he was losing control. He said he needed treatment. They heard him. The system didn't move. Treatment costs money. $75. Not therapy, not justice. Just $75. He didn't have it. So he looked elsewhere. For relief. For silence. Methamphetamine. Marijuana cigarettes. Sprayed with bug repellent. Whatever was available. Whatever was free. It numbed him briefly. Then it hollowed him out. The pain didn't disappear. It fermented. And something inside him kept breaking. All that remained was time. And it was running out. Midnight came. The date changed. The day of execution arrived. Clemency, a final plea for life from the same system that once sealed his fate. The defense blamed brain damage. They traced it back to the womb. Alcohol, drugs. During pregnancy, the prosecution rejected it. They called the crimes deliberate, calculated, sadistic. Bryant's last recourse was Governor Henry McMaster. One signature, one decision, one chance. If approved, Bryant's death sentence would have been commuted to life in prison without parole. But no South Carolina governor has ever granted clemency since the death penalty resumed in 1976. Not once. Not for anyone. Bryant knew the odds. He submitted the petition anyway. The hours crept forward. The law allowed Bryant to choose his witnesses for the viewing room. No family, no loved ones beside him, just the people the law permitted. The blinds stayed drawn. No eyes on him yet. No contact. No comfort. Just quiet. And procedure. This wasn't for closure. It was the final formality before the curtain rose. The sun began to set over Columbia, South Carolina, inside Broad River Correctional Institution. The death chamber was being prepared. The chair, the straps, the white square with the red bullseye target. 3 prison employees, all volunteers, checked their rifles. Live ammunition loaded. No one forced them. They chose to be here. The curtain was drawn shut. Behind it, the firing squad. On the other side of bulletproof glass, 10 witnesses were taking their seats. Some were journalists. Some were the families of the 3 men Bryant had killed. They had waited 21 years for this. They sat quietly, hands stayed folded, eyes looked forward, still just waiting. The curtain opened, the death chamber small, sterile, silent. Bryant was strapped into the chair, wrists locked, ankles cinched, no movement, no escape. A doctor stepped forward, placed a white square over Bryant's chest, a red bullseye right over his heart. That's where the bullets needed to hit. Bryant's lawyer was given the chance to read a final statement. Bryant made none. He had nothing left to say. Or maybe everything had already been said. Bryant glanced at the witnesses. One look, just one. Then a prison employee stepped forward, placed a hood over his head. Darkness. Bryant couldn't see anything now, just the fabric against his face, the sound of his own breathing. The employee walked across the small room, pulled open the black shade. Behind it, 3 men, 3 rifles, live rounds loaded. 15 feet away, the rifles were raised, aimed at the white square, at the red bullseye. No audible warning, no countdown, no visual signal to the witnesses. The room held its breath. Bryant sat still, strapped to the chair, hood covering his face. 55 seconds of silence. His chest rose and fell, slow breaths beneath the target. The shots rang out. 3 rifles fired simultaneously. The sound exploded through the chamber. Sharp, violent, final. Bryant's body jerked. The red bullseye target flew forward, knocked clean off his chest by the force. It fluttered down. Bryant stayed silent. Not a scream, not a gasp, nothing at all. His chest rose. Once it moved. Barely at all. A shallow breath, then once more. Even weaker now. A final spasm. Then, stillness. His chest stopped moving. The room fell silent. Smoke hung in the air. The smell of gunpowder is sharp and metallic. Behind the bulletproof glass, witnesses sat frozen, some with hands over their mouths, some with tears streaming down their faces, some expressionless, just watching. The black shade was pulled shut. The doctor approached. He pressed a stethoscope to Bryant's chest. Listened. 1 minute passed. Absolute silence followed. No heartbeat detected. No breath present. No pulse found. He looked up, gave a nod. Stephen Bryant was pronounced dead. 3 minutes, from the first shot to the end of a life. The 3rd person executed by firing squad in South Carolina. The 7th person executed in the state in 14 months. The 50th person put to death in South Carolina since 1976. Just numbers now. The curtain slid shut. The witnesses were escorted out, one by one. Silent. The chamber emptied. Guards began the process, unstrapping the body, documenting everything. The white square with the bullseye lay crumpled on the floor. 3 bullet holes marked the chair. Blood pooled beneath. Outside, reporters filed their stories. Cameras flashed. Inside, Nothing moved, just the quiet hum of fluorescent lights and the echo of 3 gunshots. The air felt heavy, like the room itself exhaled after 21 years of waiting. One last breath, one last heartbeat. The crime that began with a knock on a door ended here. No escape this time. No turning back. The end of Bryant. The end of a story written in blood. What do you think? Should Bryant have been given help when he asked for it? Or was this the only ending he ever deserved? Let's talk in the comments. And hit subscribe for more stories like this.